Go
We're
go
just under.
for however long you want.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Julian. I was about to call him Jack Chan, but he is also known as Jack Chan on the podcast today. Thanks for coming on, mate. I did say I appreciate you coming on before. This is actually our first time meeting, you could potentially say. I'm not sure if I like the phrase e-meet, but we're going to have a good chat today. I have listened to a podcast with Jack before, so I know a little bit about his origins, background story, but might dig into that a little bit as well. How's your day been going, Jack?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to talking about bodybuilding and training and everything else. But it's really good to meet you as well, mate.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's really the thing that we love most in life, right?
Yeah,
Bodybuilding.
yeah.
So we can talk for probably days about it. Mate, firstly, how many contest seasons have you done, or maybe more broadly, how did bodybuilding start for you?
I've done one contest prep season, so that'll be two shows in the UK. So first show, this one, UK FBA, first timers, down in Rugby. So that's in England. And then this one, the PCA Naturals, the first PCA Naturals in the UK. That was my second show. And then the third show was the WMBF, and that's where I got my WMBF Pro card. And
Awesome.
then bodybuilding itself started. I wasn't into bodybuilding straight away. It was more into rugby, and then training around rugby. I didn't do any weightlifting during my rugby days, and then transitioned into bodybuilding very slowly, just because I was doing rehab work for rugby, and then did around 2 3 years of proper training. Then started to properly get into bodybuilding, and eating on plan, 5 meals per day, getting the sleep good, getting the training good. Yeah.
What was the switch to go from, that first 1 to 2 years to really dialing up the effort and intensity towards
Yeah.
that pursuit?
It was more in Hong Kong, so that's where I was at the time. So I'd come back to Hong Kong for summer because I was in university at that time. And you'd have people started to compete in Hong Kong. So bodybuilding's actually not that big of a thing. Well, it wasn't back when I started. Wasn't too big compared to how it is in where you are and in the UK as well. So people were telling me, "Oh, you should try it because you might have potential. You do have potential." Like people were telling me I had potential, so went ahead with it, and then did a off season with AJ Morris. So we did almost 1 year of an off season and including prep until we stepped on stage, and I just loved it. Just the entire process of eating the same thing every single day, training every single day, being the best you can be every single day. That's how I more or less got into it. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Well, that's awesome. And I assume you're probably only what, 5, maybe 6 years of training
yeah,
under your
6 years,
belt now? Yeah,
6 years of training. Yeah, so
that's good progress, man.
yeah, like yeah, so pro debut next year,
Hell yeah.
2027. It's been a long, not too long to be fair. It's been 2 years. It's been a much needed 2 years because obviously I didn't expect to turn pro in such a quick amount of time.
Mm.
So taking another 2 years off, just to really grow and be competitive when we step on the pro stage. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Well, I continually say to people, if I go up against the pros, I'm going up against guys who've been training for at least 10, most probably on average 15 years.
yeah.
And, I've pretty much had the exact same amount of time of training under my belt. And I'm like, it's having a little bit longer to put a bit more tissue on will make a massive difference in terms
How
of
long have you been training for?
pretty much the same, like
Yeah,
six
six
years.
years. Pro.
Just coming
Yeah.
on my 6th year, I think,
Mhm.
at the end of this year. And yeah, like you look at where there was a bit of a team photo that was taken a couple of weeks ago when I was in Brisbane with the team.
Mhm.
And BK and I took our shirts off, and I was like, "Damn, I'm still a bit of a arm's reach away."
Maturity as well. Like that doesn't just come it takes time to that.
Yeah,
Like, it just doesn't come like that. So it has to
yeah,
take. You have to be really patient and obviously train really hard and be patient with the entire process. People like to rush into these things, and bodybuilding doesn't work that way. You need to
mm,
give it time, give yourself time in order to grow. Don't keep swapping things around. Just stick to one thing, progress it for a long period of time, and you'll literally see progress. It's so simple, but
yeah,
people tend to
absolutely.
overcomplicate it so much.
Couldn't have said it better. Um, one thing as well that photos don't always show for these top level pros is their thickness, like front to back.
Yeah.
Like when you get to see them on the side, you're like, oh, okay, that's where that depth really makes a big difference. That shape can't hide
Yeah.
when you see someone in person. And what shows are you thinking of doing? Have you planned out a bit of a map or ones you'd like to tick off?
Probably, I'm looking to do some shows back in the UK as well. So,
Okay.
well, we moved from the UK now because I've graduated and then back in Hong Kong. So, probably do a couple shows around Asia. Not sure which one yet, but I'm looking to do maybe at least 3 shows because I don't want to sit through a prep and do the one show.
Nah.
I want to do a good pro debut, maybe mess around in a couple different federations as well. I know there's an IFBB regional show in Hong Kong in next June or July, so that's
Mm.
around the time I'll be competing as well. So June, July time, maybe even a bit of August as well. So we'll just
Okay.
see what comes up when the schedule
Yeah.
comes out. But yeah, UK shows I definitely want to go back to the UK and do a show or two. Maybe even Australia, maybe even New Zealand as well. Wherever's close, wherever's convenient as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we won't have a pro show by that. Next couple of years, we might have one with WMBF, but
Yeah.
we have ICN down here. They there could be some pretty high level athletes that I may know of that are competing next year. So, not sure what season they're doing. They may be more leaning towards that back end of the year. And what's attracting you back to the UK to compete?
Oh, definitely like more the atmosphere.
Okay.
Like doing my shows there was so crazy. Like the production for shows around Asia, in my opinion, is definitely up there. Like it
Mm.
beats the production, the shows in the UK. But when it comes to atmosphere and people, I think the UK just wins it all. It just, yeah. I mean, first time stepping on stage and just hearing the crowd just roar, it's a different feeling, man. Like
Yeah.
the atmosphere in the UK is just completely different when it comes to bodybuilding shows. Yeah, but it's
Wow.
getting there
Well,
in Asia. In Asia, I know the WF Taiwan Pro Show. That's a pretty big show now.
mm.
WF Hong Kong has been a very big show. I was a judge for that last year, this year. And yeah, that show is the production is really good. The atmosphere, because bodybuilding is still a building thing in Hong Kong. It's a lot more people are doing it since COVID. So hopefully the atmosphere will also get better with it as well. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Unlike
that,
maybe other countries, they have superseded most advancement in their production, but maybe the community is still just being
yeah,
developed a bit more. But
yeah,
comparing it to the UK, their production's maybe a little bit lower, but the
yeah,
community and the the roar of the crowd,
it is something else.
yeah, now, that'd be cool to experience. Definitely, you could say in Australia, maybe that community aspect could be continued to be developed, but it'll get there. It'll just take some time.
If you got any big IFBB, is the IFBB quite big there as well in Australia?
For the untested side,
For the tested.
it's first year was last year.
Hmm.
This year they do have a pro qualifier
Okay.
in a similar time period that you're thinking about
Oh,
going to it.
might have to
Yeah.
come back for the. I love Australia, man.
uh,
I was there. I was in Perth and Sydney last year, and
yeah.
I want to go to Melbourne and Brisbane as well. I know bodybuilding in Melbourne's quite big.
Yes,
And I've
their
got a lot
gyms
of
are quite
followers from
extravagant.
Australia as well. Yeah. So when I was there, people were asking me, "Oh, you're gonna come here? You're gonna come there?" It's like, "Oh no, I'm only here for a few days, but definitely want to go there." Like, I know the atmosphere there is amazing as well. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Melbourne's probably a bit more bodybuilding esque. I know maybe Gold Coast and Brisbane are pretty good as
Yeah.
well, but I wouldn't say I've um, dipped my toe in all of those
Mhm.
environments well enough to know how entrenched it is. Now, man, what else is going on in Mr. Chan's life? Do you coach? What
Yeah.
did you
So
study? You said you graduated.
yeah, I was gonna. I do online coaching. I was I was working in the gold industry for a couple months, and then I quit because it just wasn't for me. 9 to 5, um, and it just wasn't what I wanted to do. Like
Yeah.
coaching, is what I want to do as well. So that is the main thing that I am doing now. Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. Well, what specifically were you doing in the gold industry? I'm kind of interested.
Trading, some trading. So it was just mainly sales as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it was more something to do after university and then like finding a job. And then I always knew I was gonna branch into, the gym industry. So we're gonna stick with that for now because there's nothing else I want to do other than that because it's what I
Yeah.
love and it's amazing. You help people. Do you know what I mean? Like it's such a good thing to do. Yeah.
Obviously, the aspiration of being Elon Musk with maybe, the amount of
Yeah.
money you would have accumulated from working in the gold industry wasn't enough to
Yeah.
outweigh the
Yeah.
side of helping people with coaching. So
Yeah.
it's good to have another good influence in the space, man.
Yeah. I think it's a good sacrifice. More, it's less about money, but I think you have to be able to do what you love, and that's the only way it's going to be sustainable in the long run. Like if I work in another industry that I don't like, I'm not going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to look forward to going to work. Whereas with this, I can, you know, do what I love and spend every single second doing it with joy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I say to my little brother, mate, if you wanted to be a bloody bus driver, you could make, as
Yeah.
much money as you want as long
Yeah.
as you find passion in it. There's always some sort of avenue to
Hmm.
do well monetarily, and I think that's, people always get drawn to that. How do I monetize this? How do I earn as much as I
Yeah.
can? And it's like, well, firstly, you need to be able to know you can do it in the long run.
Hmm.
Like, what do we say about training? If it's not adherable, there's no point in doing it
Yeah.
because you're
Good
just going
point.
to fizzle out. So it's a very similar concept. Now, I know that you like to do a bit of travel. Is there anywhere else you'd like to dip your toe in other than Australia?
Well, I've actually traveled quite a lot. I mean, I was recently in Thailand, literally last week. Vietnam before that. Mm, if I want to travel, probably I've done pretty much done most of Asia. America, definitely America. That's something that I've always wanted to do. Is go to America because I know it's like a different world there as well, and there's a lot of gyms there. I'm actually thinking about doing like a little gym tour with my mate. So we actually did a gym tour around the UK. So that was when I was 4 weeks out of my first comp. We
It's a good
traveled around
time.
the UK, hitting different gyms. That's also when I met AJ as well at his gym in Ultraflex back when he was training there. But America seems to be pretty big with gyms as well. So anywhere in America
Yeah,
is,
I
is,
think.
is the next plan. It's just far. It's like a 15-hour flight. It's just really
Well,
far.
mate, come
Oh.
to Australia and try and travel
Yeah,
somewhere. Like it's
yeah.
bloody
Australia is
24
only six
hours.
hours away. Oh yeah, it's so
Yeah.
close. Yeah, 5 hours, 6 hours away. Um, yeah, definitely come back to Australia at some point
Yeah.
because
Mate,
it's just
whenever we want to leave the country, we got to plan 2 days
yeah,
of bloody travel until we get anywhere.
yeah. Like I love the UK as well, but the weather is just not for me. In the UK, have you been to the UK?
I have not
Yeah,
yet.
it's nice now at this time because it's summer, so everyone's out. People are always friendly. The weather's beautiful, and that's usually when it's nice. And then after that, it's just crap weather for the rest of the year. So that's one thing to avoid. Yeah. But America is something on my bucket list. So because I've done a lot of Asia, well, I've not done Australia, but I've been to Australia. Obviously done the UK and Europe as well. So
Yeah.
America would be the next one. Yeah.
Cool. I like that. It's definitely, you sort of said it yourself, a different world
Yeah.
altogether. Like me just
Yeah.
picturing how big the supermarkets are and the types of foods that they eat and they have available, and the whole structure of their society is very different.
Yeah.
Um, Coming off the back of your first season, what was the plan afterwards in terms of like where to improve, and did your mindset about bodybuilding shift in any way?
I only loved it more for that mindset, so that's a good thing. You tend to see people who usually have like a poor experience with prep, who suffered through prep, had to do loads of cardio every single day, felt like crap every single day. They tend to usually, fall out of love with it or never do it again. Whereas for me, it was the other way around. Like I only wanted to get back on stage. Like even last year, I was dying to get back on stage. And then improvement wise, it was posterior chain, which we continued to improve, and then mainly the chest as well. So I think that's definitely being done at this point. I mean, I've been gaining for literally, I think, 60 weeks now. So I've been in a gaining thing for 60 weeks. So we're gonna diet down in July, so mid of July or end of July, and then yeah, just pre-prep, and
Yeah,
then stop up next year. Yeah, the end
cool.
of this year. So
You'll have to diet through Christmas most likely, right?
that's fine. I'm honestly so in love with this process that like I hate going off plan. Like I
Yeah.
just love eating my own meals because they taste fine to me. And I've got family who's like, oh, how do you eat that every single day? But then I let them try it. I let them try it sometimes, and they're like, oh, it actually tastes fine. So
Hmm.
if you it tastes good enough for me to stick to it throughout the year. I can have an off plan once a week. Christmas, fine. I mean, I can eat off plans anytime I want. So Christmas isn't going to stop me from winning my next show.
No, I agree. It was, you always have, well, I personally had a couple family members that just never got it. They could never see that drive or the pursuit of what that end goal was. And it was always the same
Yeah.
questions. I was like, "Oh, you sure you don't want any of this?" And it's like, "No, it's okay. I'm content. I'm good."
Yeah, whenever I go to a family dinner, because I've got a big family, so we have really big family dinners, and all of them know I'm a bodybuilder, so they're always asking like, "Oh, are you allowed to have a cheat day today? Oh, did you bring your meals? Are you eating this? Are you eating that?" It's just always the same questions every single time. Um, it's been like that for years. Like it's never
Yeah,
changed.
yeah. No, I'm always like, "Well, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, yeah,
It's up to what I choose to do,
yeah,
and that's what I'll do. Like I
yeah.
can literally do whatever I want. If I want to stick to my plan, I will." Um, it kind of segues into a good question. Like, what is your approach to nutrition? So, have you just been on your meal plan ever since you came off prep, or did you have a bit of a phase where you allowed a bit of flexibility or less rigidity?
Uh, it was more well post prep, which was a pretty bad experience for me, and you'll probably hear me talk about this in every single podcast that I've done after it. That was a bit messy, so that was more yes, being on plan, but also enjoying food, maybe a little bit too much. But then ever since then, it was always just stuck to the meal plan. When I go on holiday, then I'll be very, very flexible. I tend to, just end up losing a bit of weight rather than gaining the weight because I've walked so much. I'm still training. I'm still getting my cardio done on my rest days. So yeah, mainly a meal plan, but I think a good thing to do to learn from me as well is to be able to be more flexible as well. I had dinner with Eric Helms, Dr. Eric Helms, a couple of weeks ago, and he has obviously done dozens of preps. He's done loads of seasons, and he can just he'll go out and have dinner and be in prep because he's just that experienced, and that's something that I want as well. That's people always say like, oh, being a good bodybuilder is sticking to your meal plan, sticking to this, doing this 100%. But then you get people like him, who's also a very good bodybuilder, who can just, well, obviously he's very, very smart as well. So he just knows what he's eating.
I'd say you're intelligent too, mate. Don't dumb yourself down.
But he's Dr. Eric Helms. Like he's just more experienced. He's just a guy who just knows what to eat. Do you know what I mean? He's just so flexible with this stuff. He came over for a week, and he was just so smart with it, with everything, like the entire bodybuilding thing. We had dinner for 2 3 hours, and I just sat there and just listened to the guy just talk. And yeah, that's definitely a day to remember as well. But yeah, that's one thing. Is I want to be able to learn to be a bit more flexible. Maybe not so much in prep. In prep, I like things how they are. But in general, yeah, I just stick to the meal plan, 5 meals per day, one off plan per week if I want it. If it's more for, family wants to go out for dinner, then we'll go out for dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric is really the other end of the spectrum in terms of how flexible versus how rigid someone were to be. But
Yeah.
how are you incorporating a bit more flexibility? Are you sort of actively trying to, sharpen that sword?
Yeah. So not like I usually do stick to the meal plan, but occasionally, like I'll change out some food sources just to be. Well, sometimes I get really bored of my foods. I mean, I've been eating the same thing for a couple of years now, so I'll occasionally swap out something else for this, another fat source, another carb source. So I guess in that way, I'm getting better with that. But but if I go out and I have to estimate food, then I hate it so much because I just don't know what I'm putting in my body, and I'm that type of guy who just I need it 100%. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, which
I
I don't know if
think,
it's good or a bad thing because like
look, it's a good question, right?
yeah,
Should I lean into maybe what I like doing more
yeah,
or go down this other route? And I think
yeah,
you've got to lean into it when you need to.
hmm
So that you just like sticking to the plan.
yeah,
I personally am quite similar, but post comp, like I needed to shift the goalpost a little bit. It's like maybe 15 weeks afterwards, so I sort of got through that first phase. But um, you know, I've only just recently gone back onto tracking everything to the gram
hmm
because it just wasn't enticing to me. So I reset the goalpost to making sure I stay within, this body range target.
yeah,
But I had all my fundamentals in place. I was still getting, enough fruit, enough veg, my protein. I was pretty much eating the same things most days. But if mum made some scones, I'd have some
yeah,
scones.
yeah,
And if my weight trickled up by 300 grams more than what it should be, I just ate a little bit less the next day.
yeah, that's
Um,
it.
it was cool. It was kind of insightful. It was like, oh, cool. I can do this without necessarily
Yeah,
having everything weighed out and tracking everything like I would previously.
yeah. That would throw me off. It's more if I go on holiday.
It did to me too, mate. Like it took me a fair while to get
Yeah,
to that point. It was like, okay, I can relax.
it's more like when I go on holiday, then I'll relax. Like,
Mm,
except if I'm in the deficit when I'm on holiday, then I'll book an Airbnb for the kitchen, and I'll
yeah.
cook and meal prep. Like I did that in Japan. I did that in Indonesia and Bali, when I was in my deficit. But now I'm more just eat enough protein. Continue to get enough water, fruit, veg. You're training. You're moving around. So, yeah, and that's good enough for me. Whenever I go on holiday, at least.
Mm,
So yeah, really
yeah.
rinse it because when prep starts, like I'm not gonna like that's not gonna happen. When prep starts, it's just gonna be everything the same every single day. Yeah,
It makes it easier, and I think a lot of
yeah,
people underestimate how much that impacts your food focus, as example.
yeah,
If you're 15 weeks out and you're struggling with food focus already, it's like, damn,
mhm, yeah,
like what's going on? Let's
yeah.
have a look into the situation a little bit more. And it's probably
That's
more than just tracking that's going into that, but it is one element.
yeah, and that's one thing about with your improvements for the next prep, is reduce food focus for the next prep as well. So, stop scrolling on Instagram reels whenever I eat one of the 5 meals per day, just looking at food stuff. That's one thing as well. It's just to get rid of that completely, just filter it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Could you go into that a little bit more and how it sort of started and how that made you feel through the prep as
Yeah,
well?
I mean, everyone does it, but it's more in the
Do they
long
though,
run
Julian?
post prep. It's more in the long run post prep where, you know, when you're the more food focused you are, the more likely it's not going to run well when you do your post show phase. So mainly that. So, I was literally looking at my phone, scrolling through Instagram Reels, and I had YouTube on, looking at some guy eat a mukbang or something, and I'd be having my meal, just like that. So yeah, that's one thing I don't want again. I mean, a bit of food focus will happen, obviously, but I think I'm way more prepared for this prep, like the coming prep. So that's one thing to learn as well.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, people just don't appreciate how much of an impact it,
Yeah,
it truly has.
yeah,
I was good through my contest prep, but afterwards, before I was on my way to Thailand, I was not so good.
yeah. It's always
I was,
afterwards. Like
yeah,
the hardest part. It's not prep itself. Like prep itself is fine. It's always when you don't have that goal there, when your hunger
mm,
hormones are all over the place and you just want to eat everything in sight. I think winning as well made it worse because it was
okay,
more rewarding myself and then not seeing my family for an entire year. So I just want to eat food with them, and then it turned into a binge, and then this cycle of eating crap and then not following my meal plan the next day and cutting food, and then ended up restricting myself more, and then that leads to an even bigger binge. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind for myself for my next prep.
mm. I think you'll do much better, man. By the
Yeah,
sounds of it, you've
yeah. It's not
understand
gonna
the
happen.
things you
It's
need
not
to
gonna happen
control.
again. I'll tell you that. There's no
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know this too. Like, you do need to get food back into the system to get body fat back up, but it needs to be like controlled to some
Yeah,
extent.
yeah. Because it was like one cookie turned to two cookies, and then I'd go upstairs and like, oh, I'll just run back down and get one more. And I'll get two more, and I'll come back up. Yeah, it wasn't not healthy.
How would you describe the feeling?
Shit. It was probably you just feel so down all the time because you just feel guilty, and the
Mm.
guiltier you feel, the more you want to eat because you're just unhappy. So yeah, so I'll tell you, the first couple days I gained like 15 kilos within like a
In the
week.
first couple of days
Yeah,
or first week?
within a week.
That's
Yeah,
hefty.
it was 9 kilos. 9 kilos within 3 days.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I was like, this is my check-in spot right in this room as well. So
Yeah.
I'd look at my check-in, like, I can't send this to AJ because, like, my legs were like peeled. My legs were still peeled.
Yeah.
You
That's
look at
that's
the upper
common.
body, you're like, yeah, this guy's binged.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely won't be happening. And then we did our first diet post prep, which I got down pretty lean. I was 2 kilos above my stage weight, 2 or 3 kilos above my stage weight. So I
Okay.
still got pretty lean, and I reversed so well.
Mm.
Yeah, obviously I was hungry, but it wasn't like you know that post show thing where
Yeah.
it's just yeah.
Was that intentional to get that lean?
Yeah, it was intentional to get that lean,
Okay.
just to see the improvements I've made as well, and then to also prove to myself that I wouldn't do it again. So yeah, did that, and then did that through 2 holidays as well. So yeah, it turned out pretty good.
Nice.
So I'm pretty confident for the next prep that it won't happen again, and it's going
Yeah.
to go a whole lot smoother. Yeah,
I personally remember just feeling like you could never be hungry. Oh, sorry, full. You could
yeah,
never be full. You were
cool.
just you know your stomach's starting to protrude out from,
Yeah.
from your chest. It's coming out as if you had a child in there, and you're like,
Yeah.
God damn, I could eat another, whole
Like,
round of what I just had.
yeah, it's crazy, honestly. There's like a hole in your stomach, and it's just never ending. It's just food can just come in, and yeah, it's crazy.
Won't be happening again.
Yeah,
So,
I reckon if I done that, if I do a post show phase and then go do like a food challenge, that it'd be so easy.
like
Like,
during a post comp phase, doing a
yeah,
food
I
challenge.
mean, I would never do that, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like if I did a food challenge, like a really big food challenge after a comp, after a prep, it'd be the easiest thing ever. Um,
Okay. So
how that,
this is you saying I've got my shit together now.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
I see.
yeah.
I mean, we can put your money where your mouth is and see what happens, but
Never. That's
I
not
wouldn't
happening.
recommend it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
recommend it. Now, you said, man, that you need to make some improvements to your posterior.
Yeah.
Was that namely hamstrings, glutes, and back, or more just the lower body?
Definitely the not the lower body anymore. Glutes, hamstrings. I mean, again, like I said earlier, you can never have too big of legs, but it's more the upper part of my back, more the thickness side of things. So doing your heavy rows, your heavy hinge movements. I also think it's a genetic thing. So we've got Asians, big legs on the front, but then the back is always something that just lacks for some reason. So trying to defy that, and then really bring up the back, which we have done in the last year. So the main focus right now is the chest. So really just looking to be as accurate as possible with chest training and bringing up that chest. And I'll be with my friends and be like, "Oh, your chest looks bigger," just from like seeing me in real life as well. So it's clearly working.
Positive signs.
Yeah, it is positive signs.
Have you done anything maybe slightly different to what you were doing before, or just sticking to the basics and getting some more time
A whole lot
under the
more
grow?
volume for the chest.
Okay.
With the posterior, it's been the same. So just having
Yep.
the entire posterior session on one of the days, and then with the chest training, since coming off stage, it's adding more volume and yeah, just really demolishing the chest on my push days and being a whole lot more accurate with training. I feel like my training has improved a whole lot more in terms of progression and just being accurate with things. I do a lot less partials now. I do a lot less force reps now, just standardize things a bit more. A bit like trained by JP, so I love his training style, like more hardcore. But then he also doesn't really do partials. He doesn't really do go for the 50. Well, he goes for 50. I do go for 50 reps. Like occasionally I'll do a partial here and there, but definitely a whole lot less than before. Like I would do a single arm row before, and then or a or a dumbbell fly or a chest fly. I do like three partials at the end of every single set. Now not so much anymore. Maybe at the end of the last set, but not so much. Not as
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're probably also getting more out of your normal sets that you're more accurate now too. So it's like imagine adding those partials on top of that. You'd be like, oh my God, this is just a lot of
yeah,
recovery demand.
yeah. I definitely get a whole lot more stimulus out of each set now. Because I'm just a whole lot more accurate with my training. Like it's so easy to, for example, if you're doing like a Smith machine press or flat Smith machine press, it's so easy for you to use your front delt and no chest at all. So now it's really focusing on just obviously the front delt is still going to work, but really focusing on pressing with the chest itself, and not bouncing out the bottom and stuff like that. Yeah.
Was your front delt overpowering in the past?
No, it's just that my chest is weaker, and then
Okay.
my like delt here, yeah, like this is way bigger than
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
chest here. So yeah, I guess you could say yeah. But like you'll see in my stage shots as well. Like my delts are just so much bigger than my chest. Yeah, so really, I'm confident that we've really improved the chest um, for the next time I step on stage.
Nice, man. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see the package.
Hmm.
A little question about, what you think brought you from, let's say, an amateur athlete or trainee to where you are now. I think a lot of people get attached to trying to turn pro when maybe they should try and be a pro worthy athlete,
Yeah. Yeah.
someone who lives and breathes it. And you might never turn pro, but
Hmm.
that maybe is a better pursuit to strive for. Would you agree?
Yeah. I think it's more don't chase the pro status. It's more just be the best you can every single day and improve across every single area that you can control. Your training, your nutrition, your recovery, improve, you know, just maximize as much as you can out of all those areas that you can control. Um, and then, because you can get a pro card so easy now, they just get handed out.
Mm.
So in my opinion, it doesn't actually mean much anymore. But what matters is that, you try, you put everything into your prep, you put everything into your off season. Bodybuilding is a throughout the year sport. You're looking to improve every single day. The off season is pretty much the only time where you will grow. So, really put everything into every single day when it comes to bodybuilding, and in general as well. Don't half-ass things. You know, hit your meals, hit your water, do everything you can in order to grow for the stage, rather than chasing pro status. Which is something I tell my clients as well. Like they're like, oh, like I want to get my pro card, and it's just like, then you need to do the work. They won't check in, they won't check in, they won't communicate, and it's just like, you want to be a pro, but then you won't act like a pro before you even turn like a pro, before you even turn into a pro. So that's one thing I would say.
Yeah. Well, what do you think would happen in a situation where maybe someone's qualities and the way they conducted a prep, for example, was quite below a pro worthy standard, but then they won a pro card? How do you think that would maybe influence the psychology of the athlete for the better or worse?
Well, I mean, it depends how the athlete, like, if they realize that that not that they don't deserve it, but if they realize they could have put a lot more work in, then that's just what they will do. But then if they think, oh, I can just half-ass this and still get a pro card, then, when it comes to pro shows, you're not going to win because you're still going to half-ass things. You're still going to, you know, not handing your check-in on time or, miss a meal, things like that. So I think it depends how that person, views themselves when it comes to, how much work they put in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it can go both ways,
Yeah.
but for some people, it unfortunately goes the latter, and that's
Yeah.
not always the best case for a long term career.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. Now, when you think about the people that had the biggest influence on your career, I know you mentioned Jordan Peters.
Hmm.
Is there anyone else that you sort of really just dove into their style, their content to help you progress as an athlete?
Well, obviously AJ, who's my coach, uh, he's done a lot for natural bodybuilding, a lot for me as someone who needs Instagram as well for in order to be to have clients. So yeah, AJ Morris is someone I would definitely mention. Like I mention him every single time. His training style, the way he works, his work ethic. He's an individual who doesn't take a single day off, uh, and he knows this himself as well. He'll do everything in his power in order to be the best athlete, regardless of whatever genetics he has. So yeah, him, Jordan Peters, of course, because he's more like there's a quote that he says is "Do not fucking miss." I'm not sure if I can swear, but um, DNFM is what he stands by, which is what I really like as well. So yeah, just looking at his training on Instagram, well, until he was banned. Uh,
Has he been banned recently?
Banned again. Yeah, he's
Fuck.
been
That's why I haven't seen any posts.
yeah, he's been banned fully this time. Don't know why, but he got
Wow.
suspended last time. He lost his account because he was talking about peptides, I think. And
Ah,
then
okay.
yeah,
Bloody Q&As, mate.
and then he said, "What if he gets banned another time? He's never coming back." So I don't think he's coming back. He doesn't care anyways. Like it's probably the only reason why he uses Instagram is to educate people like me, or people who want to, you know, compete or be the best version of themselves. So yeah, those two guys I would definitely say are my biggest, inspirations when it comes to the whole bodybuilding thing. I'm sure there's a whole lot more, but from the top of my head, yeah, definitely AJ. Yeah,
Yeah. They've had a massive, well, AJ's had a massive influence on natural bodybuilding
yeah,
internationally or worldwide.
yeah,
Excuse the
worldwide.
pun. um, and I definitely like relate to Jordan as well. Just
Yeah,
that animalistic fucking
yeah.
mentality. And yes, we can swear on here, Julian. It doesn't matter.
It's crazy. It's like when I met him in real life, he's my height, so he's 5'6".
Holy smokes.
5'6". But then
Yeah.
like I'll show you a photo of him. But then he's like three times like you'll put your arm around his neck and it'll be up here because
Yeah.
his neck is just so large that it just feels like you're like standing next to someone taller. But yeah, he's a very, very large guy, mate. Like it was insane to meet him. Yeah, he's there. There he is. Look at that. He's just so wide there. Um, yeah, very,
The
very,
definition of density.
yeah, very large guy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And I saw him train as well. He has this guy that walks around with him to put his
I
plates
know,
away.
like a training partner. Hey.
He pays him. He pays him. So
Yeah.
he as he can't, on the Atlantis hack, which is already a light hack, I would say, he has to load like 20 plates per side, and being his size and being his weight, he's not doing that. He has to get someone to do that for him, which is pretty hilarious. Like you see it in real life, you're like, what the heck? But yeah, it was pretty cool meeting him as well. He actually came up to us because he saw. He thought we were visiting from Hong Kong, but we obviously lived in the UK.
Yeah.
He came up to us and said hi, and then yeah, eventually he just sponsored me. So I'm sponsored by
Hell yeah,
Trim,
man.
which is pretty cool. One of the first natural bodybuilding athletes. So AJ and I got sponsored at the same time, and then now he's getting quite a lot of naturals on board now. So it's pretty cool though. Like getting sponsored by trained by JP, not a very common thing. Yeah,
No, absolutely. It would have been
yeah,
quite surreal, and I assume that just came out of the blue, like with not real
yeah,
much effort
yeah,
on your end, apart from what you do on
yeah.
on
He,
social
he just
media.
messaged me, and then I was like, "What?" Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Um,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
also good for natural bodybuilding space too, right? Like
yeah,
it to earn money.
yeah. It's good
You know,
for
you,
his business as well. It's very smart for him to, finally branch out into the natural side of things, and I'm sure it's paid off completely. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, I know in the UK you guys have a pretty strong scene, which
yeah,
is a good reason to as why he's probably
yeah.
moved down that route.
Mhm.
But yeah, like, massive influence. And then AJ as well. Like I was saying before, he's been doing awesome stuff. So if anyone hasn't checked him out, they should. I don't know. Are you a member of his
Yeah,
paid?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How's that been going? Because I know he's released. I haven't been on there for a bit, but I know he's released some
Yeah,
like extra
been
educational
pretty
stuff.
active.
And
There's been, I think, two more new courses which I've already done. Um, a whole lot of education. You know, there's forums, and then the MBW athletes are every single day they do their own logs, they answer questions. So it's definitely worth. I mean, it's only like £5, I think, or £10. So I don't even think about it. Like it's a very cheap subscription, and then the value you get from it, and the information you get from it, it's worth way more than whatever you pay. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
worth it.
Are
Yeah.
you you might think this is a bit of a side tangent, but are you planning on staying a natural athlete for your
Yeah,
career?
yeah, 100%. I mean, I've obviously thought about the enhanced side of things, but there's no way I'm doing that because I just love representing natural bodybuilding. I've always been more into natural bodybuilding than the enhanced side of things. I think more recently I've gotten more into the watching enhanced shows and looking at bodybuilding pages where they talk about the Olympia and stuff and the IFBB. But for me, natural bodybuilding is something that I enjoy watching more than enhanced bodybuilding. But that's like my own preference. Some people might think it's stupid, but I just prefer natural bodybuilding itself. So yeah, definitely worth just staying natural. Like I want to be able to make as much progress as possible without using anything, any PEDs, which I'm not against. I respect people who do it, who have the goal to step on the Olympia stage, but that's not my own goal. So my own goal, get WNBF world champ, and then we'll talk about another goal later on when it's
Hell yeah, man.
yeah. But a
Well,
long way to go because you've seen the standard of
yeah.
bodybuilders, and yeah, again, with muscle maturity and the training experience that they have, it will be a long, long, long way to go. But it's definitely something that I will box off at some point in this life, for sure.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're going to be lining up for a world's appearance next year,
No,
because it'll probably be a very long contest prep if you do that.
yeah,
So, well, okay.
maybe one day
Do
though.
you know? Yeah.
I mean, it has to
Well, you're
happen,
gonna
man.
have to, mate, if
Yeah,
you're
gonna
gonna
have
get
to.
that world title.
But next year, no, not
Yeah.
something in my sight at this point. If it lines up, then yes. And if the US government gives me my visa, then hell yeah.
Is it
Then
hard for you guys?
so hard for me.
Really?
I got rejected. I was meant to go to the US this month, and they didn't give it to me. Yeah,
Wow.
it's so.
Would you say that's just due to the fact you're coming from Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going into politics, but I know their government was like kicking people out from Hong Kong, from the US. So I don't really know the whole thing about it, but yeah, I got
Yeah.
rejected for getting my visa this year. So
Not easy.
yeah, but anywhere else I can go, like because I
Okay.
have
Yeah.
a Hong Kong passport, I can go to the UK without a visa, go to Australia without a visa, anywhere is fine except the US, which is annoying. Yeah,
God bless America.
yeah, I know.
Well, look, going back to a bit of worlds, I'll be catching up with Dirk, and I'd love to sort of compare myself against
Yeah.
that son of a gun, and also one of our own Nathan Wallace, who he came third against Oscar and Babacar in
Oh, okay,
24.
Yeah,
So just you know what you just want to size yourself up and see how
you
far
gotta
away
go.
you actually are.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people like Dirk, who he's gonna be, he's always peeled. It's crazy. It's just his physique is just so bubbly as well. He's someone I want to meet as well. I know he lives out in Thailand, but yeah, I want to compare. I don't really like comparing myself, but I do want to see what I look like next to him as well, because I know he's
That's
not. I know he's probably like my height as well, or something like that. Um, so we would technically be in the same, I know, weight category, I think.
yeah.
So same category, and then you get people like Oscar, like the professor, who's he already looks peeled. I already see updates on his Instagram. And that guy is
He,
just
yeah,
massive.
look, a freak.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's gonna like. I want him to hold up the quality of his physique,
yeah,
but he's doing a long contest prep. Like,
yeah.
I think
And
he's doing some early shows.
his training is extremely random as well. It's like the complete opposite of what I would do. He'll do like if I recall, he'll just go into the gym, not logbook anything, and he'll just train. Like, he'll just do whatever he wants. But then when he does it, he'll be putting like 7 plates on the Cybex Smith squat and repping that for like 3, 4 sets. It's just like, how the heck do you do that?
Look at guys like Brian DeCosta, like
Yeah, crazy.
massive workouts, super
Yeah,
strong. Um, I mean, I've seen only a few clips of Babacar train, but I'd say it's probably quite similar to way
yeah,
like how relaxed it is compared to maybe how others do it.
yeah. But he looks like he's doing powerlifting. Like he'll wear a powerlifting what do you call that? Like a suit, a powerlifting suit, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
and then like powerlifting belt, and then he'll just do deadlifts, and then his fuck, it's crazy, honestly.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
hopefully they get a match up again this year.
yeah,
Should be
yeah.
cool. I know Nathan's going, so um, might be third again, Nath. But
When are you competing?
the plan is 28.
Okay. So when is it? Sorry, when was it you last competed again?
Just end of last year.
Okay, I know those. Okay, nice. So
Yeah,
another bit of time until to compete again.
yeah, yeah. I would,
Nice.
the goal will be get a bit leaner. I think there's just a little bit more with a bit more muscle. I will be able to do that a bit easier, or at least appear that way.
Hmm.
And then be a good 3 to 4 kilos heavier would be,
Yeah.
I think, pretty good. So again, I'm like similar. I haven't dieted as of yet since the show. I want to compare those photos because man, that fat just goes straight to the fucking
Yeah.
midsection.
It's all to the midsection, and it fucks with your mind a little bit. But then that's just the reality of what you will look like contest prep, like post prep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll make a whole lot more improvements especially if you're competing in 28 as well. Um, just nail everything you can, and you'll be sweet.
No, man, I'm loving training at the moment. I
Yeah.
sort of, I was just writing up a post this morning. Like, I don't know about you, but I go back and watch the old world
Hmm.
YouTube
Yeah.
clips. Like I was watching the Boston Worlds.
Hmm.
You mentioned we mentioned Dirk. He was up there. Peeled. You had
Yeah.
uh, Jeff Alberts was up there. I think there was a German guy. Like that was a super competitive lineup, and that whole video was 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
And those guys would have been posed for at least 25 minutes
Yeah.
nonstop, which is insane.
Yeah. I
Like
think that's one thing
that,
to never underestimate as well. It's like the posing aspect of things, which is
I think
a
they take it
lot.
as a bit of a uh, like a chest, a badge of honor at Worlds. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is Worlds. You get
Yeah.
posed harder than anywhere else.
WBF like to put you up for a long time on the stage, which I love, which is good. You don't go
Yeah, what
through
are you there for?
30-week contest prep and get looked at once. Like, even if it's obvious, you know, get another couple rounds in at least. I think that's what they like to do at the UKDFB, or I think the INBA, PNBA. Um, I know in one of the world's shows, they just had the athletes up, and people were traveling internationally to come for the show. They did one round for some of the categories and then finished.
Yeah,
Imagine traveling that long, going through that long of a prep at a world show as well, and then doing one round of mandatories and then kicking everyone off stage. Yeah, I would not be happy with that.
no, that'd be super rough.
Mm.
Even if it's a clear cut, let's give the people a bit of value here. Run them through a few rounds. It's not like it's the Olympia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be super rough.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Mate, well, unless there's anything you want to discuss or you want to put out there,
No,
um,
but thank you very much for having me, mate. Appreciate it.
appreciate you, man.
Very good
Look,
chat.
yeah, let me know. Let me know if you ever come down to Sydney again or
Yeah,
Oz.
100%.
Um, yeah, I'm looking to do like a few cool things here for the community. So if you're ever in um, in a close proximity to what I'm doing, we'll get you down and get you involved. Mm, yeah. Have you trained today or on the cards? Nice. What's on the push day? Let's go. Straight to the chicken titties, man. Well, Jack, appreciate you, mate. Look forward to catching up with whatever we do, and thanks for coming on.